Good morning, good evening, and good day. Thank you so much for watching Attack Power Gaming. Today we go into the deck tech for Group Toulon, or the Axis faction. If you enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot. It's free to you, and it really, like I said, helps. Let's dive right in. So here we are with our Toulon group. I got to tell you, the game I played that you're going to see tomorrow or the next day was awesome. It was so good. It was against a really good player. We were both playing on Maverick, and it was so tight. Really, really fun game. Make sure you check it out. So I decided to build Toulon with Maverick. It can definitely go balanced. It is not a bad balanced deck. I just like it a little better Maverick, especially because its extreme lack of armor. Its AT tab doesn't last as long as it feels like it should. And as good as its air tab is, there's not like actually a ton of it. You know, once it starts dying, it's gone. So I like it a little better Maverick, but it absolutely works as a balanced deck as well. So let's hop into that infantry tab as we always do. The infantry tab is quite strong. This is one of the highlights of this deck. This is one of the strengths of this deck, is this infantry tab, mainly because of a few key units here. The KM Pioneer, very strong. They have Panzerschrecks. I'd love to bring them in B, but I really need some AT and A, which is why they're coming in A, but you don't get a lot of them. And over here, you'll notice there's no Panzerschreck. So this is your only source of like long range infantry AT, which does make it very difficult. It's good though. It's got a grenade, you know, it can kill things close range. So very good unit. Then you got the Maros, basically just a big squad of Berettas. These are always good. Bringing them in A because, again, I need that close-range firepower in A to establish strong forward positions. Brandenburger, these two other infantry units are the highlights of the deck, really. Brandenburger, super strong Pioneer unit that really functions quite well at long range, too, because of its double MGs. Semi-automatic rifles, 12-man squad, very strong. I bring these in Bs because I just want more of them. I'd prefer to have 8 of them over 4 of them in A. That's really what it comes down to. A lot of people take these guys in A. I prefer to have 8 of them, and I'm glad I did. Your KM Besatzung, excuse me. Really strong, triple MG, one of the strongest infantry units in the game. If you didn't see that Axis rifle squad video, very, very strong. Bringing them in B for the same reason. I just wanted more of them, and I would prefer them in B. Sicherungs, I'm bringing in B for their AT rifle. Even though the rifle works quite well in A as well, I actually just wanted, again, more. I wanted my B tab to have plenty of infantry to deploy. I'm calling in the Marine infantry, which are honestly really solid 20-point infantry. They're 12-man squads. They get an MG. They got, you know, lots of rifles, and they have AT. So it's actually, in terms of a 20-point like junk infantry division squad, these guys are quite strong. I'm also bringing in a vetted squad of Grenadiers. You'll notice everything except for the C phase and this Marine infantry have veterancy because I can't bring them in with veterancy. That's the only reason I didn't. There's other good options here. You just Sturm Pioneer. You can get these Landschützen, which are basically Erzatstruppen with machine guns. The Ost Legionnaire, same sort of idea. I'm not a huge fan of these 20-point junk. I don't want to call them junk. Junk's not the right word. These 20-point disheartened infantry. Why? Because I can just get a Marine infantry instead for 20 points, and they're just strictly better. So why would I get these instead? I just don't. I don't get that. Pioneers would be fine as well. Another option. I mean, maybe you could fit them in an A, so you wouldn't have to take the KM Pioneers, but then you'd be, you know, down to throne, mostly shorter range AT. So. Recon tab, pretty solid, basically just because of snipers. These are literally one-man sniper squads. They don't last long, but you can bring them in tractions here at the beginning so they can get places really fast. This mech unit is quite solid. It's a sniper that also has a grenade, so like if you get stuck in close combat with your opponent, they can do quite well. They are double vetted, so they basically never miss, apparently. And yeah, so really, really solid recon tab. Nothing to complain about. Armor tab, this is one of the biggest weaknesses of the deck. There's just not much armor to work with. You could call in Stug 3 leader to get 2 more Stugs. That's a definite option, but the truth is, these light tanks can be very effective. If you use light tanks well, they're extremely obnoxious. They're kind of like armor cars, where if in the right positions, these things are literally unbeatable because the opponent has like all non-AT infantry, and you can really use these to great effect, which is why I have them. And you'll actually see these They put in some work. I mean, they die, but they put in some work for me, and I much prefer them over just 2 more Stugs. when it comes down to it. And then you take that card as Jugs. You really need them. There's another card here of these guys, but they're even weaker than the other ones. And these are really starting to get like into Badville. These are at least serviceable. They kind of move a little bit faster. They're serviceable. The other one, these Panzer 35Rs are absolutely awful. Support tab. Oh, we have a number of options here. You have these cool looking police here, but they don't. If they had come with a sniper, I'd take them, but they don't. I am taking the 50mm mortars. I don't use them great in my game, but they can be extremely effective if used well. I would honestly probably switch these out with the IG-33 potentially, but that's kind of up to you. I'm taking NG-42s, especially in the traction, so at the beginning of the game I can set them up. Commandant and the Opel Blitz. I don't call this in. I don't always call my commander in. When I call them in, they're amazing. But on certain maps, like the battle is happening so spread out across the map that this guy just won't have enough concentrated effect. On certain maps, they're nuts because most of the fighting's happening in one place. You call this in and all your troops in are like super vetted. So that's really what it's for. Anti-tank, it's a good anti-tank tab. It's missing infantry AT, which is a big minus. That definitely sucks. And you kind of, I feel like I run through the AT in this deck really fast, like way faster than I want to. But anyway, so we have these PaK 177s, which are those light, these light Beretta guns or whatever they're called. I really like these for 30 points. They can do a lot of work. They can drop a lot of infantry because they fire really fast. Solid AT gun, low, but it kills all that light armor and stuff you need to die. Martyr 1s, doing Martyr 1 things. Solid piece of equipment. PaK 40, bringing in A, because I do need some more medium AT, although definitely could bring in B if you feel like you're short. These PaK 36s are really strong. They're just 130mm penetration. They have infinite range HE. These are really, really good. Yeah, there's not much more to say. Yeah, I don't like these Panzerjäger RSOs. They're a little better now that they actually have some armor, like to stop like small arms fire, but I still don't think they're very good. And then PaK 88 43s. These are generally just overkill, and they're massive air targets. Like everyone's gonna bomb this and it's gonna die. So that's why I generally don't call these in for 100 points. They're quite expensive. And also your AA tab kind of fills the exact same role. AA tab is the highlight of this deck. It's absolutely one of the best AA tabs in the game. You have some really unique and extremely powerful AA in this deck. So first off, we have just good old-fashioned Flak 37 mils and good old-fashioned Flak 88s. But the difference here, what makes these so special is that they come in with the Lafley 535T, which is a 70km/h car that can, it's the fastest car that can haul something heavy like this, which means you can deploy Flak 41s really aggressively at the beginning of the game, and you'll see me do it, and it's super duper helpful. Like you can have AA early, and you can have really strong AT really early right at the front lines and really do some damage. You must call these in with these things every single time. Don't do anything else. Then you have the most powerful AA piece in the game, the Flak 38 105mm. This is a one-shot, one-kill weapon. You'll notice here 10 damage on its AP shell. So if it hits a tank, that tank is dead. Out, delete. It has 205mm penetration, which means it can penetrate any tank in the game. Then its actual bullets will suppress basically any plane in a single shot. Not every plane, but most planes get suppressed fully, like fallback suppressed fully in a single shot. These are absolutely awesome. You want to take both cards. They're just super duper good. And then you have, I mean, this is the best AA, I would say. This is the deadliest AA. This thing is basically just a double 37mm, and it absolutely melts planes right out of the sky. I mean, this thing will kill most things that get into range of it by itself. Super good. You'll see it get some kills in the game. These are awesome. Bring them in. So they're so fun to use. It's so fun when your AA is actually like actually kills planes. Then your artillery tab, really strong artillery tab. There's really nothing to complain about here. Bring in the 81mm mortars. I'd actually almost consider switching that out. I don't know, because you have the light mortars if you really want them. But I always feel bad not bringing mortars because they can be really useful. I didn't use them in my game. Probably should have. And you get some really good. You get some really powerful off map here with a 340mm. You can get a lighter one, but when you get down to this small of caliber, I don't find it is very effective. And then I brought in the 152mm artillery, which in my game made the difference. This might have won me the game. Very strong, really heavy, big booms, can get quite accurate when you have radio. You also have this 149 millimeter, which is very similar option as well. You can bring these in with the munitions, and you should. The reason I don't take the SK-18 is because you can't bring it in with munitions. That's literally the only reason, and I'm really glad I did not bring it in because I would have ran out of ammo. And finally, the air tab. The air tab is solid. It's not like crazy strong, but because of the limited number of slots. The planes in it are quite good. The BF-109 G6R1, this bomber plane is really strong. Why? Because it's super fast. It gets in, it gets out really fast. It can often drop its bombs before it gets its bomb, singular, before it gets suppressed. This 250 kilogram bomb will kill most things in a single shot. So it is quite good. I'm bringing in 2 cards of this instead of the heavy bombers, which I'm not usually a huge fan of heavy bombers for the most part. BF-109 G6R6, it's fine. It's your GF-109 G6R6. You can also bring this in instead of the U4. Maybe I don't even know why I'm not using this instead, to be honest with you. It's a toss-up, which is better. This one's faster, so that's definitely a plus. It's got, obviously, the 30 millimeter cannon, which is way stronger than the 20, but this has 3 20 millimeter cannons, so the damage output is technically higher on the, you know, the BF-109 G6R6. So, your choice. Both are good. And then the Falcon with 190, kind of a must-have. It's a pretty good, this is one of the better rocket AT planes. It does actually kill the majority of things you're shooting at. So, yeah, Toulon, really strong infantry, really strong AA, and because of the really strong AA, it allows your Air Force to be really strong because it can generally stay in the sky pretty much unbothered. Weaknesses, definitely its tank tab. Very weak, that it struggles. It doesn't have a ton of depth in certain tabs, such as support gets really expensive, AT gets really expensive, so you know those tabs can be a little limited, and you don't get a ton of planes. While your planes can do really well because of your strong AA, they don't actually have a ton of planes to work with. So that is Group Toulon. I definitely suggest you watch the game. It's a little long, it's about 45 minutes, but really good game, really fun to play. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and have a fantastic day.